In today's episode of Monetize Markets Podcast, I'm going to dig back into this idea of the entrepreneur GPA. What is the grading scale that determines whether an entrepreneur is passing or failing at this thing called entrepreneurship? Now, we all know that there is an emotional connection we have to our brainchild and to our business, but how do we overcome that feeling of failure, whether someone shows up, no one signs up? In today's episode, I'm going to show you how to break that disconnection of what I call emotional hoarding in entrepreneurship. I'm on a mission to teach coaches and entrepreneurs how to make more, work less, hire their funnel, and let the funnel do the work. If you're ready, join me on Monetize with Marcus Podcast. Welcome back to another episode of Monetize with Marcus Podcast. I don't know who you were expecting. Who else but me with a name like Monetize with Marcus? Okay, so here's what I want to deal with. You know, in last week's episode, we were talking about the entrepreneur GPA, and we said GPA stands for goals. That's the thing that we have in mind. We want to make 6 figures, 7 figures, or whatever your goal is in your company, to hire more employees, to cut down on costs, paper, the money that we make, and A, which is action, the actions that we take. Now, we dealt with L students and the whole habit addicts, those that get high off of their habits, that they would, just like a crackhead does anything to get a hit, we will lie, cheat, and steal to get a hit off of our habit, whether it's procrastination, etc. But today, I want to deal with the D part. A D student are those who have not recognized or understood what I call, like a D student is what I call emotional hoarders. What is an emotional hoarder? There is a point in all of our lives, like I love these episodes. I just got to pause and say that because there's not many podcasts you can listen to that deals with things from the inside out. And there is some emotional and mental trauma we go through as entrepreneurs. Like to step out from the stability of income and say, I'm going to start a business. That thing look good on IG, but oh, it don't look good in the bank account. I can't even lie to you. Like, listen, to be able to click edit profile and put entrepreneur, people get excited. But you look at your bank account like, bro, you sure we don't want to get no job? You sure? I heard McDonald's is hiring. All right. So here's that emotional part of it. I don't care who you are. All of us has experienced it. At this point in life, I've had some level of success with entrepreneurship, right? I've been in entrepreneurship for a decade now, right? But I know what it's like to launch a webinar and no one shows up. My question is, all of us, whether you had a 2-day event, had a conference, whether you launched a course and you got excited, or you wrote a book and you're like, man, they're going to start buying it. And you look up and you're like, hello, is anybody there? Is this thing on? All of us has had that feeling of failure. That D student is that person that I call emotional hoarder. It's where you don't know the distinction between what you do and who you are. So you emotionally connect to that feeling of failure and you carry that with you. So you let me tell you what it forces you to do. Decrease your prices. You think more people would sign up if you charge less. Can I hit you with something? Like, listen, I feel like going motivational speaker / TD Jakes / Eric Thomas / Drake. I want all of it in one point. / Diddy. I thought I told you that we won't stop. But here's the deal. Here's the mantra that I'm teaching everybody that's rocking with me. It's either full price or free. Like, come on, say it with me wherever you are. It's either full price or free. Say it again like mama say, mama sa, mama kusa. It's either full price or free. It's either full price or free. Okay. Why do I say that? You're either going to give everything you have to people for free, where you go speak at an event for free and kill it, whether you do a webinar for free and kill it, whether you do free content or kill it. But don't discount your price because you don't have the confidence to charge full price. Emotional hoarders think by reducing their price, and they assume as if by like 50% off or it's only $250, that discomfort with it is typically because you emotionally connect to when someone said no to you or when not enough people signed up for something. And it's keeping you from charging your full value and worth. Well, you don't even know what you're worth at this point. I know, this is like ministry. Let's take a moment and pray. Father, we ask. Okay, let me not even joke. But it's true, though. It's true. If you're honest, what did you do when you launched something and no one bought it? When you set up your calendar and no one signed up? The very next thing you did tells you whether you hoarded the emotion. Well, I think if I just went lower on my price, let me give you an example. So I have a Tesla Model Y, Tesla Model S, right? So if I decided and said I barely drive the Model S, like literally barely drive it. So if I said, hey, I barely drive it, I want to, I'm thinking about selling it, and you ask me how much you want to sell it for, I was like, I don't know, maybe $2,000-$3,000. You wouldn't think I was generous. You would think something's wrong with it. Most people don't realize that you hurt your brand position, your credibility, and the goal you have in mind for your business. Now I don't mind you adding value or offering something for free or offering something to help someone, but if you do it because you emotionally hoarded an emotion that keeps you from believing in yourself, you're hurting your business, and this is why you get a D. A D isn't passing. You cannot pass in entrepreneurship if I'm gonna tell you, I've had some stuff fail really bad. I remember launching a program, and I think which was my most failed program. I would say Author Speaker Academy. I think it's my most failed program. The marketing was there, but I think that the value was there. I was teaching people literally how to write a book, publish it, how to pitch it into schools and TV, and how to become a speaker. Well, the problem was I was only charging, I think, $197 or $297, and I was doing 6 weeks. It was hard to find a market for it. It was hard to put out the content. It was like, think about this. 6 weeks for somebody to teach you how to write a book, how to publish a book, how to promote a book. And I was even then teaching people how to build a sales funnel as a way to promote a book. And it's early 2016 where sales funnels was not the talk of the town. So the learning curve was too broad. I saw no results from the students. And I was getting on the phone trying to convince people to give me $300, maybe $200-$300 for 6 weeks. And there's what makes, if you're in the speaking space, you know what a speaker one sheet is. It's almost like the speaker's resume. So I showed them how to put together a speaker reel, how to do a speaker one sheet. I gave them my templates, how to do a speaker agreement, how to do what I call a room guarantee, where if someone's not paying you for speaking, how to get them to guarantee the room for you to get back in. Like, it was in depth. But the real reason I was charging $297, because right before that I did a program and not a lot of people signed up. So I went down on the price for the next one because the last one didn't go well. My emotional hoarding kept me from presenting value, and I marketed like I didn't believe people would buy it. So I want to say to you, to emotional hoarders, you've got to disconnect yourself. Even if you're doing sales calls right now, you're running ads or whatever your course, this is an encouraging podcast to tell you, disconnect from that emotion. What you do, who you are, and what you sell are not one and the same. They're not identical twins. Marcus, say it one more time because somebody needs this. You riding in your car right now. It's like an altar call for entrepreneurs. For those of you who are sitting, this music playing right now, for those of you who are sitting and listening, I just want to say, for those of you under the sound of my voice, if you know in your heart that you failed before, come on. Then you hear Donnie McClurkin, get back up again. For a failed course and program is just an entrepreneur who fell down but got back up. I'm laughing, but I'm serious at the same time. So I just want to tell you, disconnect from that emotion. We've all done it, and we will all have failed things we do in business. But it's important that you don't connect someone who didn't see your value, who didn't buy from you, as something wrong with you or something wrong with your business. Could be possible that you got to make some adjustments in your marketing, but here's what I teach. You never alter the product or the process because of one person's preference. You never alter the product or your internal business process because of one person's preference. There is someone who needs what you have to offer. Ladies and gentlemen, I have preached a sermon. The offering plate is now open, but you can apply to work with us. I'm done with today's episode. In the next episode, I want to go a little deeper and show you about C students, B students, and A students, and what adjustments you can make in your business to be able to drastically grow your income. I'll see you in the next episode of Monetize with Marcus.